Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Tonight we're diving into an exciting adventure of love and misunderstandings. At the party, Shiyan anxiously waited for Shengming and left a note, but Shengming waited all day in the cold without receiving it. Late at night, drunk Shiyan was escorted home by a senior. Shengming hid, feeling conflicted and unable to show up at the right time. Shengming saw the senior make a sudden move to kiss her and felt his heart racing. He instinctively looked away, oblivious to Shiyan's countless rejections. Shengming thought he shouldn't be this, and Shiyan once said she liked the senior. He felt like an outsider. Not long ago, they were happily looking at photo albums together. Now he saw the senior helping Shiyan inside, and his hot chat. Shengming carefully approached the door. Despite the silence, he felt an unbearable sorrow as he left. His heart shattered too, and when he tried to take a cab back, the driver turned him down disdainfully. The driver's nose felt like the last straw breaking him. A wave of humiliation crashed over him. It turned out the poor Shengming couldn't catch a cab in Shiyan. Angry, he flagged a taxi and vented his frustrations, only to get beaten up by the driver, whose fists rained down on him. But he felt the pain wasn't physical, it came from a deeper loneliness. Friends comforted him not to mind. They had introduced girls after he entered college, but Shengming remained troubled. In reality, he was battling with his conscience, and his bodies could only go along with him, trying to soothe his feelings. Well, let's take a look and see what charming events will unfold in this captivating story. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat it, please? But how could Shengming be enough not to know what entering a room together meant? The disappointment swelled in his heart. Shengming's first love ended before it even began. Feelings can be so complicated for a clueless teenager. Next day, Shiyan stumbled upon a discarded model at the street corner. The sketcher seemed to whisper that Shengming had been there. She hurried to find Shengming at school, but he shockingly returned the CD she had given him, making things super awkward. Shiyan wanted to say something, but Shengming cut her off coldly, saying, "Don't talk to me anymore." "What do you mean by that? You just want to leave?" "Just leave." After saying this, Shengming coolly turned away, leaving Shiyan stunned and unable to respond. Boys will hold grudges against girls who hurt them for life, while girls are haunted by boys who leave unexpectedly. Not long after, the season's first snow began to fall, and Shiyan was filled with hopes for this day. She dressed to the nines and headed to the secret spot, hoping Shengming would show up on time, but she waited from day till night, but Shengming never arrived, and in the end, she left in disappointment and regret. But this story isn't over. What's meant to be will echo. 12 years later, a well-dressed woman walked into a small design firm looking for Shengming. She greeted him warmly, asking how he had been, and he instantly recognized her as Shiyan but pretended not to. Subtitles. Shengming never anticipated that Shiyan would actually reveal her identity so openly. While he pretended to be slow on the uptake, the pain he had inflicted on her all those years ago had not been erased by the passage of time. Shiyan teased him lightly, asking how he could forget her after all this time, and Shengming could only say, "It's been 12 years. Time so." She came to ask Shengming for help in renovating her old family house, wanting to stay there long term to take care of her father. Shengming initially refused the project, but Shiyan's kitten-like innocent eyes melted his heart. Once the design plan was set, he quickly organized the team to get to work, and Shiyan found time to lend a hand as well. However, Shiyan also had a personal motive for returning. She wanted to recapture the things she lost in her youth. After graduating, she married a doctor and entered high society, but soon found herself divorced. Her satisfying material life couldn't fill the void in her spirit. She wanted to reclaim the lost things in life, hence the renovation project. Of course, she also wanted to see Shengming again, but little did she know he hadn't waited for her. That day, Shiyan chose a special tie to give to Shengming, but he arrived with a female colleague, catching her off guard. Subtitles. She feigned enthusiasm as she invited the colleague to take a seat, but to her surprise during their conversation, the female colleague casually mentioned that she was actually Shengming's fiancée. Yikes. The unexpected appearance of Shiyan made Shengming's heart tighten, sensing a challenge. The atmosphere at the dinner turned awkwardly tense, and eventually Shiyan gave that tie to her father instead. As the renovation progressed, they found themselves spending more time together, and memories of the past flickered between them. Marks of growth, like heightened notches on the wall and footprints in the water, evoked feelings in their hearts once more. On November 11, Shengming invited Shiyan out for dinner, quietly aware it was her birthday. 12 years ago, on this very day, he treated her to seaweed soup. Now it's barbecue that he offers. Shengming asked her if she was divorced. Shiyan seemed puzzled as she asked how he knew, and he replied he hadn't heard her mention her husband after all this time. With alcohol, Shiyan shared her messy married life. She married rich but found marriage's harsh truth. Admit I was drawn to his wealth, but life pushed me to do what I had to.